Oh, look what a shocker this is. Logan Paul and Nina Agdal already having problems after getting married just a few weeks ago. Shocker! Could have predicted this from a mile away. So what's happened here? Logan Paul and Nina Agdal spark divorce fears 3 weeks after wedding. Okay, listen, that might be an exaggeration. I'm trying to be fair where I can be. The newlyweds have a heated taxi argument that's gone viral. Let's have a look at what's gone wrong. Here we go. Let's go back to the start of this. What's going on here? What's going on over here? Let's go back and check this out. Hold on. Oh, he's trying to get out. She's blocking him. Oh, and she tries to block him again. Lovely. Really nice behavior. Wait. And there we go. Hey, so respectable. You've got to love it. Relationship must be absolute. And look, he looks like he's huffing and puffing as he walks out that taxi. And then she walks out pretending everything's fine. Obviously not. She looks miserable as hell. Shocker. Let's see this one more time. What actually happens here? It looks like he's trying to get out the taxi. And then she's stopping him. And he's like, it's a bit of kerfuffle. Then what happens? Oh, he looks pissed. There we go. Hey. And then she tries to block him again. Wonderful stuff. And then he looks pissed off as he leaves. Look at that. Look at his face. Does he look like a man who's happy right here? Look at that face. That's the perfect, I literally stopped at the perfect place. He looks pissed, and rightfully so. He's probably getting disrespected. What did you expect, bro? I'm on your side, but you make dumb moves like this. I'll tell you why in a minute. It was a dumb move marrying a woman like this. But look at that face. That is just brilliant. He looks so pissed off. Let's see. Oh, he's vexed. Yeah, he's super vexed. And then she gets out. No, I've got to put on a pretty face, make sure everything's all good. Yeah, I'm fine. Nothing's wrong here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. So, what is it saying here? What's this article saying? Remember, the media is always trying to manipulate news, right? I'm just trying to say it how it is. The honeymoon period appears to be over for the newlyweds. After a heated moment between the pairs. Funny, when the media catch like a tiny little thing, they're all over you. This is why being famous sucks. Because if you're famous, the media are on your ass 24/7 to try and catch a little piece like this so they can publish news about you so everyone can talk about you. So it actually sucks being famous for these people. Now, I didn't know he was a pro wrestler, but fair enough. And the Danish model married in a lavish Lake Como wedding just weeks ago. Of course, he probably spent a bucket loads of money on a wedding. And in this clip, the two are seen to be having an intense conversation inside a taxi in Paris. It looks pretty bad. Whatever, they have a brief chat before Paul tries to leave the vehicle. Different angles of the same clip show Agdal's leg get in Paul's way as he tries to walk off onto the street, with some speculating she was intentionally trying to trip him. Duh, that looked like she was trying to trip him. It definitely didn't look like she was trying to help him out the taxi. That's for damn sure. So, let's scroll back down here. What else are they saying? Paul catches his heel on her boots for a second time before stumbling out the car and into the footpath, and then he marches onto the hotel looking angry. Yeah, we saw that. I paused it at that moment. Neither Paul nor Nagdal have spoken about the incident. Yeah, obviously not. It might just be a little thing that's just happened between them. But there you go. He looks pissed. I think my pause was much better than this pause right here. And then she just comes out doing her thing. Now, the comments. Since the video has been circulating online, people have mostly been saying variations of the phrase, where there's smoke, there's fire. He's grabbing her arm and pulling her towards him to still argue when she tries to leave first, and she tries to trip him when he gets out of the car. Damn, they just got married. Well, what did you think? How embarrassing, walk off on her like that. Just said a second and a third added, yep, divorce coming soon. I would agree with that statement, divorce coming soon. However, others defended the couple, saying it's quite normal to argue. Yeah, of course it's normal to argue. We get that. That's just a married couple having a conversation. Doesn't look like a conversation. Looks like people are trying to trip each other up. That's physical. That's not an argument. There are different kinds of arguments you have with your woman. That, if my woman is trying to trip me up as I get out of a taxi, that is utter disrespect. Utter disrespect. But men in the West don't seem to understand what utter disrespect looks like anymore, because they take utter disrespect all the time. So if you take it, she's more willing to give it when you don't speak up. I bet he shut his mouth after that. I bet he didn't even have a go at her and said, yo, you embarrassed me in front of people. Do not do that again. But you can't. Because if you say that, she might just divorce. And I don't know if he's got a prenup or anything, but she'll piss off with half of his money. So you can't even speak up. This is the issue in the West. And I live in America, for God's sake. I've got a green card and I have to be super careful about what I do and what I say. It's ridiculous. Couples argue, no way, quipped another. Yeah, whatever, it's probably just some girl trying to back him up. Then it says Logan Paul's comments about marriage. So here we go. What was he talking about? It follows Paul sharing his thoughts on marriage in an episode on his podcast, Impulsive. The guy's super successful. I respect Logan Paul. Super successful guy. What an absolute G for smashing it. It's very hard to get that far in life and become that famous. Paul admitted he spent a ridiculous amount of money on the wedding, but only went ahead with it to make Agdal happy. Shocker. Shocker. Marriage is just a societal construct. It just is. Correct. I agree with that. He said, adding that in his mind that they've been married since they got engaged. All right, like the government's not going to tell me who my lifelong partner is on a piece of paper. I'm sorry, it's just what I believe. Yeah, you're right, Logan. I back you on that. But I'll do the song dance because the experience is nice and it meant a lot to her. Exactly. This is why men basically get married. Men get married because it's marriage is for a woman. It protects her. And I can kind of understand why women want to get married. There is a level of protection so that he doesn't go off sleeping with other women and just leaves her at home all the time with no societal contract, because otherwise she's left out in the dark. So we have to think about a better way, a better solution to this marriage. It just seems like an old school construct. And he understands that. But again, he said, I'll do the song and dance because the experience is nice for him and his friends. And it mainly meant a lot to her. And here we go, she's looking all happy and he's thinking, shit, I've just spent a bucket load of money, but fair enough, I'll have a good time with my boys. Awkward interactions at the wedding. This is probably just a bit of media stirring things up. Media love doing this. Even on their big day, online commentators said that the couple's chemistry wasn't quite in sync. During their first dance at the reception, viewers noticed a noticeably awkward energy between them. While Agdal leaned into the moment, reaching out to kiss her new husband and trying to pull him close to the dance floor, Paul seemed distracted and kept turning his attention to the live band. They're just clutching at things here. He appears to spend much of the song thanking the musicians and engaging them in the conversation, at times pulling away from Agdal's attempts at intimacy. Some described him as checked out, while others said the scene was painfully awkward. Instant connection, apparently they had. Yeah, sure, it was an instant connection. Obviously, Agdal described it as an instant connection. She was just trying to latch on to the next guy. Paul then proposed in July 2023 during a trip to Lake Como, where they would eventually wed a year later. In September, they welcomed their first child, who's 11 months old. Nice, that's nice. Let's look at the profile of the woman that he married. Smart guy, done very well in life, super successful. I then looked at Nina Agdal. Here we go, let's have a look at Nina Agdal. Danish model, obviously super hot, we get that. She's stunning. 33, nice age. She's a fitty, we get that. Relationships, look at the relationships. Look who she's been with in the past. Jack Brinkley Cook, Leonardo DiCaprio, Max George, and Dan Bilzerian. Nina Agdal had an encounter with Adam Levine in 2013. 33-year-old Danish model. She's famous for Sports Illustrated. Yeah, she's hot. We get that. But look at the relationships she's had. Look at the men that she's been with. Dan Bilzerian. I don't want to be with any woman that's been with Dan Bilzerian. That does not make you look good. Maybe Leonardo DiCaprio looks good. The fact that you're now with a woman who was with Leo potentially makes you high status. I say potentially, but really, I don't want my woman to have been with any of these people. I don't want to know who my woman's been with, and I don't even want to know that she's been with other men. This is horrific. So, Logan, why are you with a woman who's already been with all these other men here? This is a bad list, especially this name right here, Dan Bilzerian, known for being a playboy. So you're marrying a woman like this. What do you expect? What do you expect? Obviously, she's going to try and trip you up. Oh, picture of someone else has come up here. Obviously, she's going to try and trip you up here, walking out of a taxi. Obviously, she's going to disrespect you. Look who she's been with. Look probably how she's been treated by these other men. And then you go off and have an instant connection and marry her. Bro, what do you think is going to happen? This shit is destined for divorce and destined for disaster. I'm trying to be positive about this stuff. I'm not necessarily anti-marriage, right? But for a guy like this, it just doesn't make sense to marry a woman like that, right? There's reasons why I spend time in Romania. Like, this country's great. Women are feminine and beautiful and sweet and don't go out with 50 other men before you. So you're more likely to have a pure, innocent woman that you can marry. She's not going to try and trip you up because she respects you. But in the West, this is a massive problem. American men, English men, Western Europe, men are just getting disrespected. And they can't even speak up. So it's not even your fault, bro. I don't even know what you can do about it. You can do what I did, fly to the East. That'll make more sense. You'll actually be respected by your woman rather than her trying to trip you up. This is going to end in divorce very soon. This will not last. He's a mug for being with a woman like this. I wish him the best of luck, but I can see an absolute disaster. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are these two going to last,